Shahroor's outcomes. Dr. Shahroor used a very specific methodology to answer some important questions about Islam. This video outlines his most remarkable outcomes. The most important outcome is limiting the absolute taboo, or the haram, which only God mandates. Not even the Prophet had that authority. The haram, or absolute taboos, are universally and eternally forbidden only by Allah, closing the doors of fatwas, or religious rulings that run in the thousands. Defining who God's believers are, regardless of their religious affiliations, as long as they believe in God's unity and accountability towards Him, the Day of Judgment. Adding good work and ethics, moral laws to the true pillars of Islam. Inferring the law of destruction, or the torment of unilateral societies, al-Qura, on earth. The theory of God's limits and man's maneuverability, al-Hanafiyya, within. Resolving loyalty issues. Accepting others and acknowledging differences. Dismantling the guilt factor. Accepting one's own responsibility for decisions, example, health, sustenance, etc. Freedom of religion and belief system. Democracy and separation of religion from politics. The deep meaning of tasbih, or glorification of Allah. Only God is beyond change, al-Samad, equals the unchanged. Everything else praises God or demonstrates its frailty through their constant state of change or the internal battle between its antagonistic elements. That applies to societies. A society cannot stay stalemate in the past. Shifting the center to the Qur'an and giving the Sunnah its right place. Compatibility within the parameters of universality, truth, and mercy. Drive to a better humanity and this world through cooperation and excellence for the sake of God. The Qur'an promotes an ethical religion that is rational and concerned with mankind's future. It places morality and ethics above ritualism. It restores trust in human rational faculty and the fostering of free thinking. It endorses moral and social values that promote a civil society, both on the personal and collective levels. It advocates the common good and what Islam shares with other religions in favor of sectarian interests that advocate a sense of spiritual superiority. It does not idolize the early generations of Islam and the opinions of famous medieval scholars. A society that implements the Qur'an should have high opportunity for employment and work, and a good culture of work ethics, commitment to innovation, and strive for the better. A prime attention to health care and medical treatment in order to prolong life and sustain health. A fair and efficient judicial system. The fight for justice is essential for the proper functioning of human societies. An honest and independent press. Freedom of speech is a fundamental right, and the freedom of belief is granted by Allah Himself. There is no compulsion in religion. The Qur'an, chapter 2, verse 256. A healthy political environment in which different parties enjoin the right and prohibit the wrong through civil discourse and playing by fair rules. The less fortunate, example orphans, the poor, and the handicapped, etc., are well taken care of, normally by welfare organizations, regardless of their ethnic or national origins, religion, sex, etc. Advanced measures, guidelines, and standards are set for all types of services and productions, and a proper enforcing mechanism of them. In brief, by true implementation of the Qur'an, Muslim society should be contributing to human progress, be a part of be a part and force of the change, instead of being passive and on the receptive end, preventing humanity from destroying itself from its own ailments. Example, the current COVID-19 pandemic. Just like dealing with any other researcher, it is natural for us to have reservations or critics on some of Dr. Shahrour's work. More research and further study are needed in many areas. Dr. Shahrour himself backed down on several points throughout his career. If anything, it shows a sign of maturity and a drive of seeking the truth on his part. He started the road, but we must continue. Future videos will inshallah address all the questions posed earlier in this presentation. This video will conclude with links to some of Dr. Shahrour's English transcribed videos. Please support this channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you.